This is your classic case, of course, of Beauty and the Beast. Bo Derek talks with me while Gifford and Meredith die of envy. I'd like you to explain why you're here and why you like football.
I'm here. I was invited by Georgia Frontiere, and we were in our box, and then we came up and said, hello to you.
People, though, know you now so well, and you are, in fact, a football fan, which I think is the key point, aren't you?
I am a football fan. I'm a sports fan in general. This is the first live game I've been to, though. The very first.
A lot more exciting than watching it on television.
I always thought that with the instant replays and everything, it was worth staying home. But the excitement is very different.
All right, we've got to go back to the game. Stay with us, huh?
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Giffer.
Set to go for the second half, and you better believe that the Dallas Cowboys had the X and O's heating up the blackboards in there because everything the Rams did worked. They moved the ball on the ground. They scored on a 34-yard run. Jewerl Thomas, Billy Waddy, 40-yard touchdown pass from Ferragamo. Preston Dennard, a 34-yard touchdown pass. Cullen Bryant got it all started with a 4-yard run. And Septien trots onto the field for the first time tonight. And again, the importance of this game, a win by the Rams tonight, they qualify as a wild card entry in the National Football Conference. Should, for some reason, they lose this game and then lose next week to Atlanta, Detroit would be alive. Were they able to beat Green Bay? For the Dallas Cowboys are lost tonight. They go in a game behind Philadelphia next Sunday in Dallas. And in a game where the fifth tiebreaker would be in effect for the Dallas Cowboys, they'd have to win by 26 to win the Eastern Division of the NFC. You think that's all easy?
Yeah.
You try it sometime.
I think if Dallas loses tonight, they play the Rams in a couple of weeks.
Septien drills it into the end zone. And here comes Drew Hill.
Good.
Drew Hill taken there at the 15-yard line, hustling down. Anthony Dickinson for the Dallas Cowboys. Let's take a look at the stats. We don't have to tell you, they're all Los Angeles in every respect.
Total yardage, particularly. Rushing yards, passing yards, overwhelmingly. Possession time, materially. So, the Rams, a ball club, as we said, that tonight has come together.
Vince Ferragamo, who was questionable during the course of the week after suffering bruised ribs against Buffalo, came out with the big gun tonight, has directed his offense absolutely flawlessly, has got great help from his offensive line. As we look at Jewerl Thomas, and he is a big opening right side. Turns on the speed, he's down the sideline. Aaron Mitchell tries to make the save, and he finally does, but not until Jewerl Thomas has gone all the way down inside the 25-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys.
I think we've got a repeat of the St. Louis Cardinal fiasco about 10 years ago. That's just straight. You can see right there the Cowboys have worked out all their defensive problems at halftime. And they get the offense worked out.
Look at this cutback by Jewerl Thomas. You saw the speed. They did not anticipate this youngster could move that fast as he goes 61 yards. And again, Cullen Bryant with a tremendous block, bringing Jewerl Thomas at the line of scrimmage. The first down, they mark it just inside the 25-yard line.
Statistics simply incredible.
Up to the line of scrimmage, Ferragamo puts both wide receivers. That's Waddy and Dennard to the left side. Tight end is Victor Hicks. And here comes Cullen Bryant, who has contributed so much. It hasn't been the beautiful open field running, but he has sprung Jewerl Thomas on 2 runs tonight, one of 61 yards, one a 34-yard touchdown run.
I like to look at their average yards per carry. They see a 3.9. That's not bad. You're getting awful. You give it to them 3 times in a row, and you got yourself first. See how I figured that out?
Well, with that last run of Thomas's, they've about tripled the Cowboys in yards gained rushing.
That was the longest run from scrimmage by any Ram back this season. Of course, so many of their Ram backs have been injured this year. Waddy in motion, Ferragamo, everyone in the pattern, and a flag blows. Or whistle blows, the flag is down. We're going to have a procedure call.
Ball start, 77 offense.
Doug Prince.
Left side, moving a little quickly. They'll back it off 5.
That's the ship by a Ram. That's it, Frank. Elvis Peacock.
Ball start, 77 offense. Still first down.
152 yards.
And Jewerl Thomas, the rookie from San Jose State, is threatening that. More than that, they are threatening the mental stability of the Dallas Cowboys.
They'll come up with some trick plays here in a little while.
Second down, 15. Ball just inside the 30-yard line. Ferragamo again, a receiver wide open is Victor Hicks, the rookie from Oklahoma, who was actually drafted a year ago. Could not play. And he gets down inside the 10. It'll be first down, goal to go at the 8-yard line, and nothing the Rams do can the Cowboys stop.
I tell you one thing, somebody's done a heck of a job of either scouting, because I just can't believe Dallas is missing that many times. However, that appears that that's Randy Hughes, who has slipped down a little bit, 42, but he's still wide open. Good offensive plays. The plays are designed real well. These guys are
They are exploiting those cornerbacks. They've been doing it the entire game. They had this team scouted. That is for sure. Not easy for Tom Land.
Cowboys coming into tonight off a big win against Oakland a week ago. It's not the same team, however. Cullen Bryant. It's a block from Hara. Gets inside the 5. It'll be second and goal. Dennis Hara pulling out, smashing the cornerback. Well, Malavezzi, he's a man that's been under fire. Is that really true? He didn't know that he had another year on his contract. He went home and looked at it. Somebody told him, and he went home and looked at it and said, hey, I've got another year here.
It'll be off of him, I'll tell you that. Look at that differential in total yards. Almost 5 times the yardage racked up by the Rams as what the Cowboys have been able to achieve.
Second down, goal to go. The ball inside the 5-yard line. Short yardage offense. Walt Arnold, rookie tight end, a wing back. Here comes Cullen Bryant. So easy, spinning around as
Thomas, I think.
It was Jewerl Thomas again, and we've got a flag down. The Rams will be moved back with a holding. I'll tell you, you've got some bulk in there when you have Thomas at 223. Cullen Bryant at, well, Don, you said about 240.
I think he is. I really do. About 240. Well, you know, the thing is, they're not partial. They'll run right or left.
Either way, eh?
61 offense, holding.
Rich Saul, the center. He's having a tough night tonight. That's 61. Watch him. You'll see the hands on Larry Cole.
Yeah, he got him, all right. Larry says, now, wait a minute, Rich. The defensive linemen really are complaining about slight rule change where these guys can use their hands a little bit.
They just moved it out there where Ferragamo has some passing room. He can do nothing wrong tonight. Cullen Bryant with a running sprint. Tries to break loose. Randy White slid along the line of scrimmage. Dropped Cullen Bryant, but he gets back inside the 10-yard line.
Boy, they really just look awful. That Ram line is just tearing that group up. Now, they've had a pretty good year defensively. I'm talking about the Cowboys. Randy White then moving from a defensive tackle position to the outside where the linebacker is. Again, the Rams have either one of two things. They're just blocking them away, or they've really scouted them very well.
Third down, goal to go. Inside the 10-yard line. Out to the left is Willie Miller. Moving out to the right is Jeff Moore, first-year man from Tennessee. Inside, handoff to Cullen Bryant. And that will bring up fourth down, and we will see the place kicking unit. And a scuffle breaks out.
Hey, that's Doug France.
France and Randy White tying into each other.
France is a huge man. He goes over 270, but he's really a gentleman. His brother has moved out here with him, and Doug and his brother asked me to tell their mother tonight that they're behaving very well, not to worry.
Brother as big as him?
No, if he were, you'd have a heck of a scoop.
You saw that cast on his arm. He's had actually broken thumb, I guess about 4 or 5 weeks ago, so he's not been up as far, really.
Makes it very difficult to hold. Frank Corral. Nolan Cromwell is the holder. And with 28-0, we assume that the Rams will go through with their field goal attempt, and they do. 27 yards out. Corral extends it to 31, breaking also a string of 4 misses for Frank Corral. We'll be back in Anaheim in a moment. We're in the third quarter in Anaheim, California, watching the Los Angeles Rams have one of the easiest nights that they've had in many years. They have just added 3 more points to their 28-0 lead at halftime. It is now 31-0. Frank Corral bangs it. It'll be taken by Steve Wilson. Wilson looking for the gap, and it closes quickly as Wilson is out over the 25, close to the 28-yard line, hit there by Carl Eckern. And I want to remind you, Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Pacific, 8 o'clock Central Time, WBC World Welterweight Championship fight. And what a fight it was, I guess. Roberto Duran versus Sugar Ray Leonard from the Superdome in New Orleans. See it for yourself. You've read so much about it. For the first time on network television, the Duran-Leonard rematch. Plus the WBC World Bantamweight Championship live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Lupi Pinter and Alberto Davila. Davila beat Pinter 4 years ago. Now he goes for the championship.
You'll have I'll have Leonard Duran live in our Los Angeles studios. Let's pick up with the action.
On first down and 10. Danny White is really smacked. Oh, he takes a shot from Cody Jones all the way back to the 20-yard line. Boy, and when the wheels come off, they have really come off.
He really, that was not what you call just a pull down. He really smacked him good. Danny looks like he's got some time there, and all of a sudden, here comes Cody Jones, and he really lets him have it. That was tough.
Quick note on the fight telecast, Frank. You will hear from most, if not all, of the principals. They're thinking immediately as the fight ended, before they had a chance to think and come out with some of the statements now being rendered.
Second down and 20, and it's Tony Dorsett who gets out over the 25-yard line, a gain of 6. And it'll be third down and 14. Joe Harris in there defensively now as Jim Youngblood, with that troubled elbow of his, is taking a little rest tonight.
5 times the passing yardage for the Rams against the Cowboys, and 6 times in net effect. Well, maybe 5 times the rushing yardage. What dominance.
5 or 6.
Mathematics always troubled me, too.
You got an A in calculus.
I couldn't spell it. Third and 14 out of the shotgun for Dallas. Butch Johnson is there, and how do they rule it? Incomplete. Jeff Delaney made the pop with Drew Pearson, the intended receiver.
Jeff Delaney, how many times have you heard his name? He's a kid from the University of Pittsburgh. He represents the whole Rams drafting process in the recent years, because he's a player of the future, and he's being developed now and getting more and more opportunity.
Actually drafted a year ago, and they kept him out because of an injury.
A Johnny Majors discovery.
Resembles Pat Hayden.
Danny White to hit it. Trying to run, and on fourth down and 14, Danny White comes up short. The Rams had to be thinking right along with Danny White. And the Rams will have the football at the 27-yard line of the hapless Dallas Cowboys.
Hapless. Well, that's one of the things that I am told Danny does on his own. They don't have those playing. And he's back there and thought he saw something. But I guess he thought he saw a lot of things tonight.
You know, basically what we might be looking at is the wild card playoff coming up on the 28th of December. Rams with the win tonight will qualify for a wild card. Cowboys already have. They can win the division if they lose tonight and beat Philadelphia by 26 next Sunday. Drew Hill in motion. Jewerl Thomas, and Jewerl Thomas makes another good effort down inside the 22-yard line.
He got himself that yardage when it appeared he would lose yardage.
Really a very strange thing to me, because you see it when a team goes, they go with kind of in all departments. It's been kind of sloppy tackling. They haven't done well on offense. They've missed some assignments on defense. It does seem, I believe, as Frank said, the wheels have just come off.
Be that as it may, it's one tremendous performance by this Rams team.
Really and truly.
Again, I'll go back to the adversity that has plagued them all season long. Players not showing up. They lost the Detroit game. A lot of veterans came in a few days before that game. Some missed it. As we watch Cullen Bryant being hit at the line of scrimmage, drop there. It'll be third down and 6.
Harvey
Martin moving in on the stop.
But this team has come together spiritually. In a talk with Vince Ferragamo today, and you know he's had contract problems with the Rams, and the question is whether or not he will sign. He said, "You can't crawfish out of a contract, and I resent what Brzezinski did when he walked out on this club." So they're coming together.
3rd down, 6. Ferragamo brings it up to Willie Miller. And what a sensational catch at the 6-yard line by Willie Miller.
I'll tell you, we have seen Dennard do it. We have seen Waddy do it. And now Willie Miller has made a catch. This is terrific. An attempt at kind of that soft in-between pass we were talking about earlier, underthrown. Look at that concentration again. And right up over top.
And clearly in bounds.
Oh, yep.
Aaron Mitchell going to school tonight.
Well, Aaron
He's
says,
there
okay.
defensively.
Aaron really is in pretty good defensive position. The ball was a little underthrown. And there it goes. Yeah, today is Aaron Mitchell's birthday.
He is not getting a birthday present. He's getting a singeing.
1st and goal to go at the 6-yard line. Jewerl Thomas.
There he goes.
Thomas down inside the 3, taken by Benny Barnes there. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, they're not really showing any partiality, the Rams.
No.
I mean, they
They
really
run
not.
right, they run left.
Then they throw for a while. I think they're being very nice.
Just everything clicking for the Los Angeles Rams, who for the first time in 8 years have not won the Western Division of the NFC. A win tonight, however, they are in the playoffs. Dallas is already there, qualifying earlier for a wild card. Ferragamo quiets the partisan crowd. Jewerl Thomas, and somehow or other, Thomas spun away from that first hit.
That was Dutton that came in there. We've talked about him earlier. He usually is on those runs, and now they're in the goal line situation. And he shot the gap between that guard and tackle and caused a little damage there.
Boy, you could hear that up here.
Sir.
Oh. 3rd and goal, the ball at the 1-yard line.
I don't think the Cowboys have been shut out since
That St.
the
Louis game.
St. Louis game at 30.
That was it, 1970.
Yeah, 1970, 38 to zip.
Oh. And they are about to go behind 38 to nothing. 3rd down and 1. Cullen Bryant, single setback. Thomas in motion. Ferragamo. Oh, the man wide open over in the corner, and it is the tight end, Victor Hicks, fighting along the line of scrimmage, slipping out wide open, and we are heading for the 38 point.
Do you believe this?
Cullen Bryant throws a block on Bruce Huther coming in from the linebacker's position. Cullen Bryant steps up. Watch Cullen Bryant, number 32. That's Brunig. I was wrong. I think it was Brunig. Man, he leveled it. Came back across. Made it look really easy. Victor Hicks.
The 29th touchdown pass of the season for Ferragamo.
That's the second lick that Cullen Bryant has delivered to Bob Brunig tonight, and he fell both of them, I'll guarantee.
For the Rams, this is the impossible dream. As Al Michaels put it so well in the great American hockey victory at Lake Placid.
I think Al's is probably more apropos than here. That was the American dream. There you go, Hicks.
There he is. Victor Hicks. He was drafted a year ago, couldn't play because of an injury, and now he's a starter at tight end for the Rams. We're back in Anaheim, and in case you just happened to flip on your television set, you did not stay at the party too long, you did not imbibe too much, this is really happening to the Dallas Cowboys. We have 6 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. So settle back, put your toes up if you're in the east where it's kind of cold and chilly, and let's see what's going to happen. Frank Corral bangs it into the end zone. James Jones looks it over. It hung high. It hung for a long time. He'll stay there.
Good thinking, James.
I'd like to bring up something we could. First of all, we want to congratulate our 1980 Emmy winners here at ABC Sports this past week. Awards for their coverage of the 1980 Winter Olympics at Lake Placid. NCAA college football also was a winner, and our congratulations, of course, to Jim McKay, who was honored once again as the outstanding sports personality. 6 other awards were also given, including those to a great bunch of engineering guys. for their work at the Olympics in Lake Placid. And boy, did they put on a show up there. All of the people that worked on the up-close and personals that were so much a part of our coverage, and of course Chuck Mangione for the Olympic music. And here comes Tony Dorsett trying to turn the right side. He does so out to the 23-yard line for a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. What is that, 9 Emmys now for Jim McKay?
I don't know. I think that is 9. He does a good job. And I'll tell you, the NCAA guys, they did a good job too. I'm happy to see that.
I didn't hear Jim's speech, but he said something about sports has changed so much, and he felt so good about having contributed to that change over the years.
Well, he certainly has.
He certainly has it.
And certainly NCAA college football is long overdue.
2nd down, 7. Tony Dorsett, big opening. Dorsett with the good speed. Andrews makes an effort at the 45-yard line. Dorsett steps out at the 44.
What a nice move, frankly. He's coming through the line of scrimmage. It appears that might be Johnny Johnson, number 20. I'll wait and see. He comes in right here. Hey, there you go. Look out, Johnny. You saw this at University of Texas, did you? Okay. Good move by Dorsett.
Of course, it was the big money signing of Johnny Johnson that occasioned, reportedly, so many of the Rams holdouts. But the kid's a great player, and he's got a great future.
He certainly is. And of course, Tony is, too. Dorsett's the kind of guy that really can make a difference sometimes. Everybody's falling down tonight, but he's still there.
Dallas at the Rams' 44-yard line. Eddie White will go up on top. He has the time. Fires over the middle.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute.
Flags are down, and Tony Hill is heading for the end zone.
And I think that should be a touchdown. Why would they call that back? Didn't he catch that ball?
Well, I'm sure that Gene Barth will clear it up.
Well, let's just talk about it while Gene's thinking about it. I mean, there was interference. The flags were thrown.
Well, you got Dorsett down there saying the same thing you're saying. If there was interference, I caught the football, I should be able to ramble into the end zone. We're so high up here, we couldn't hear a whistle if they blew one.
Well,
Here's Gene Barth.
Gene, tell me something, Gene. Oh, not right yet. Okay.
We had interference on the defense. However, we had an inadvertent whistle. The ball was blowing dead here. First down.
That's exactly the situation we had in the Houston-Denver game with Carl Loach.
Well,
and that's the rule. An inadvertent whistle, and that's it. The ball's dead.
If they have many more of those inadvertent whistles, there's going to be a lineup.
Boy, there's no
what to
question
do with those.
Well, I think
He got off his toe. Did you see that? He kicked the ball back.
I think that rule bears re-examination.
Did you see that?
That's Rod Perry. No question about the interference. That ball just bounded right off the toe of Tony Hill. Inadvertent whistle. As you heard Gene Barth. First down and 10. The Cowboys at the 25. And they're so far behind they didn't even complain.
We'll see that. Yeah, we'll see that play a lot in some of your highlights. Look out, son.
Wide in trouble. Oh, Reggie Doss, who was filling in for an injured Fred Dreyer, was in there first. Cody Jones was also there. Jack Youngblood was there.
One of the things about this little play-action fake right here, a little try and drop in there, you've got to get back up in that pocket in a hurry, and there's no pocket to get up into. They're just, well, the Rams are in a situation, though, you know, where they don't have to do anything but come.
That's correct, but let me say this about Reggie Doss.
All right.
He's a little rough, as Frank knows, because we've discussed it. But he is a player of the future. Great ability. And he represents the depth of this Rams team.
Inside handoff, Preston Pearson. One of the rare attempts from the line of scrimmage for Pearson. Gets inside the 35 to the 33. A gain of a couple. It'll be 4th down now and 18.
I would say that looking at that round bench, they're now going to more than likely be playing Dallas again in a couple of weeks. So Dallas is the kind of team I think that they're not going to do a whole lot.
Section there is 4th down 18. 3rd down 18.
They're a group of most happy fellas right now, I'll say that.
Out of the shotgun. And the Rams front four will just freewheel on this one. They're not thinking anything about run. Here comes the blitz. Danny White has to go quickly. Incomplete. Johnny Johnson coming on the safety blitz. Deep downfield, Preston Pearson made a vain attempt to go for the ball. It'll be 4th down.
Not a major gem of wisdom, but one of the things that the shotgun formation does do, it does eliminate a strong influence for a run. Therefore, they do come back in there. Denny threw the ball a little too quick that time. But when you're back there, you see all the pressure going. You know you don't have everybody blocked. You're going to throw the ball quickly.
Well, isn't it true the shotgun helps the quarterback in 2 basic ways? Gives him better peripheral downfield vision immediately, and second, mitigates to some degree the blitz.
51-yard attempt. Right. Rafael Septien, he did that twice last year. Last week against Oakland, he hit from 52 yards out. He can reach it. But not this time.
Not tonight.
And the Rams still have the goose egg on the scoreboard, or rather the Cowboys still cannot get on the scoreboard, and the Rams will have field position once again. They'll get it at the line of scrimmage, their own 33-yard line. A Goodyear blimp, Columbia. Probably as astonished as we are at what has transpired here this evening. Our captain is Corky Ballinger. Our cameraman, Archie Griffin, hovering high overhead. Perfect night for football here in Anaheim for everyone except the Cowboys.
Archie Griffin left Cincinnati, I guess.
1st and 10. The Rams bring it up at their own 33-yard line. That's the line of scrimmage. Missed field goal attempt from 50 yards out by Septien. Cullen Bryant, right side, and down goes Cullen Bryant. He had 2 tall Jones all over him, but down at the 31-yard line, the loss of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 12. You know, we mentioned that 38-0 thing that took place back in 1970, and I wasn't working Monday Night Football at the time, but I was home, Don. I could almost hear the tears dripping on your spot board because you, of course, just fresh from having left the Cowboys. How's this one getting to you?
That's the night they chanted for Don. Earlier, they had booed him.
No, well, not really. This one is a lot different. Let's see what old Vince is going to do here. We'll get into that in a minute.
On 2nd and 12?
Yes.
Cullen Bryant. And Bryant cutting back. Saving tackle by Charlie Waters at the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
I think, well, you see Cullen again. That's just a little cutback. Brunig is getting outside the middle. That's Harrop just pushed him out of the way. Came back in. That's Charlie Waters that has to make the tackle. They're really doing anything they want to tonight. The thing that happened in that game in 1970, they're playing the Cardinals, and I really did know a little bit more about the intricacies of what Dallas was trying to do, and it was so frustrating because everything they tried to do really did just go wrong. Now tonight, I don't have a clue what they're trying to do. They're fooling the heck out of me.
Well, you know it's going wrong.
I know it's going wrong.
Jewerl Thomas again. He gets the 1st down, close to the 45-yard line. What a show Jewerl Thomas, the rookie from San Jose State, has put on tonight.
Yeah, but what you have to remember is that this is an up-and-down game, that it's an almost eternal season. And that year, when St. Louis beat Dallas 38-0, who played in the Super Bowl?
Well, Dallas did, and I would say this.
And they played against the Baltimore Colts, and they'll come back from this. That's the basic point.
Well, I think you're right. Obviously, the score is a distortion of these two teams' ability, so they'll have a chance to play one another again in a couple of weeks, and I guarantee you it'll be very close.
Mike Gilman, the rookie from Penn State, cutting back, and Gilman with a nifty gain out to midfield.
See, one of the things that you see happening out there, they really truly are. They're running anywhere they want to. They're running left. They really are running right. They want to trap. They're doing that too. So you got it all going.
Which way do you like it better?
I was always right-handed myself. Let's go to the right. 3rd and 2, go off right tackle. Why not?
Yeah, you got a point, but that was earlier in the season. You don't like to go into the playoffs.
No.
But with a game like this behind you, you really don't. You have to question yourself. This is a very young team. 8 different starters on this field tonight from a year ago.
They'll play well next week against Philadelphia.
2nd and 3, screen to Gilman. And this works also, but a flag goes down.
All right, they threw a flag. I guess it'll be clipping. I can't know. But again, that play was beautifully set up. Holding, clipping, one of those.
Rich Saul says, no, it wasn't. But we'll find out.
And again, a reminder that Dallas, who we know they can really blow you away quickly when they get hot.
Well, Frank, you say they're the leading scorer in the NFL. So, you come in here.
Illegal use of the hands, number 60 offense.
That'll help a little bit, but I don't think it'll turn the score around.
Dennis Hara illegal use of hands.
The sign you just saw related to the intended or projected or purported move of the Raiders to the city of Los Angeles. That's a matter that at one time has caused 8 different lawsuits. Will not pursue it now.
Second down, 14. Mike Gooman stacked up. They'll lose a couple more on this one. It'll be 3rd down and 16. The point being that the Cowboys return to Texas Stadium to play the Philadelphia Eagles next Sunday, and the 5th tiebreaker will be in effect. And for the Cowboys, who have already qualified for their wild card, for the Cowboys to win again the Eastern Division, they will have to win that one by 26 points.
That's a chore. That's a Sunday's work. They'll also be wearing a white jersey. See, that'll make the difference.
I know,
yeah,
but it's not going to happen. Not against Dick Vermeil.
Blitz by the Cowboys. Ferragamo reads it, has to hurry a pass intended for Willie Miller, incomplete. Benny Barnes raining all over Willie Miller because he knew he'd get that quick pass rush. And here comes the punting unit. Frank Corral, who added the punting duties to his place-kicking role this past year. And James Jones is back at the 20. Mentioned next Sunday, the Cowboys in Philadelphia. Well, next Monday night, we have a rockin' sockin' type of game down in San Diego. San Diego and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Looking forward to that game. That's going to be a fun game. Those two teams are exciting teams to watch.
Jones,
throw a flag,
steals the ball at the 23, and there's the flag.
Had to go. That's not one of those intentional things. That was Ivory Sully down there, and he threw a late hit. I think in a way he was just kind of caught up on the whole action. Everybody's trying to run over Dallas tonight.
Frank, I'd like to talk. We'll wait for the official's call, and we'll do a commercial if we get the opportunity. I want to talk about the impact of this loss upon the Dallas Cowboys.
I just mentioned it. I think it's going to be a big impact. They have to question themselves.
That's the point I want to make.
Personal foul, number 37, piling on. First down.
Ivory Sully. Penalty tacked on and moves the ball out to the 40-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to take timeout here in Anaheim, and we'll be back in just a moment. Back in Anaheim, and the crowd remains as the crowd is enjoying this game. A partisan crowd, of course, for the Rams, enjoying it quite as much as the Ram players are. They lead 38-0. 36 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Dallas totally frustrated on the air, on the ground. First down and 10. Dallas at their own 41-yard line. That's Drew Pearson in motion. Then he hits Tony Hill. Tony Hill steps over Leroy Irvin and gets down to the 36-yard line.
I think he's one of the exciting receivers in the league. I'd put him with John Jefferson, that kind of guy that's got that fluid sort of motion. I really am. I'm a fan of Drill Hills. He's the kind of guy that you'd love to have on your side. He can take it anywhere on the field and go all the way. He's got that kind of speed. He makes tremendous adjustments when you throw the ball downfield.
Well, the thing about him is the action begins when he catches the ball. He's a great runner.
And we will not complete this play. You heard the whistles. The gun had sounded before the ball was snapped. Snapped at end the 3rd quarter.
Well, they should try to remember that pattern.
And we'll be returning to Anaheim after this message from our local stations. Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim, California, and it's been the night of the Rams. Rams, of course, clinching a wild card playoff spot. They can't win the division for the first time in 8 years. But they are certainly going to move in as a wild card, and we could be seeing a wild card rematch on the 28th of December. First down, 10 Dallas as we begin the 4th quarter. The ball at the 36-yard line of the Rams, and here's Tony Dorsett, and boy, the Rams are smoking now. This is what you call building up your contract statistics game.
Look at those statistics. Look at the overwhelming superiority of the Rams. I truly believe that tonight the Rams have given the single greatest team performance in my 11 years, and we're about to close it out next week on Monday Night Football. I congratulate.
And for the Cowboys, well, it's a hard road to hoe tonight. But keep in mind that they have had 15 consecutive years of winning seasons. 14 years of those 15 in the playoffs. Second down and 10. White going out to Preston Pearson. In and out of his hands. You won't see that often.
Another point I'd like to make, Frank. This is not one of those cheap promotions for the National Football League. No way. But the point is that a week or so ago, hello, Vince, San Diego lost by 23 points.
He's not even waving it down.
To Washington. San Diego lost by 20. Now, you know San Diego's a great football team. So what happened to Dallas tonight does not augur any accuracy for the future. Not with Landry, it doesn't.
Third down and 10. Danny White out of the shotgun. The Rams will just freewheel. Tony Hill wide open, and he holds on, and the Cowboys on the scoreboard. No flags down, and what a beautiful move Tony Hill put on over on the left side. Rod Perry totally turned around. Tony Hill took it in.
Frank, that's an example of what I mentioned just a moment ago of his ability to adjust to wherever the ball is thrown. And as you know, playing receiver, that's really not easy to do. This is what the Cowboys call a corner route or a zig out. You see the ball coming back, he caught it over the other shoulder.
You see, when Tony Hill looked back as if he were going to take it over one shoulder, Rod Perry looked back, and then when Rod Perry looked back, Tony Hill broke it to the outside, and Perry lost him totally.
I think he's one of the best there's playing today. I really do.
Septien for the conversion. There will be no shutout. Charlie Waters places the ball down. Septien drills it through the uprights. Danny White is just hit for his 24th touchdown of the season. We'll be back in Anaheim in a moment. Dallas is on the scoreboard. They now trail 38-7. And what a tremendous weekend. And we've been talking about the NFC. Just a reminder again, in the AFC, 7 teams are still in the running for the playoff spots. None have even qualified for a wild card. And you think this playoff system works? Tonight is the 13th sellout of a 14-game weekend here in the National Football League. Septien hits it. Rams are playing for an onside kick. Drew Hill settles back, takes it at his 10. And Drew Hill, saving a little wear and tear on the body, steps out of bounds at the 19-yard line. There's your man, Drill Hill. I remind you to stay tuned for ABC News Nightline, 30 minutes after the game tonight. And, of course, 11:30 here on the West Coast. "14 minutes remaining in the game, and what a long night it has been for the Dallas Cowboys."
Frank, you know how good I am with numbers. Dallas has had a quarterback sack in 67 consecutive games. They haven't had one tonight. Is that good for numbers?
Well, it'll give us something to think about.
Yeah, Bruce Jolich, my buddy, told me that.
Drew Hill in motion. This is Lydell Mitchell. He just was signed by the Rams this week. And Lydell picks up 4 yards, giving 3. It'll be second down and 7.
Well, that's got to be a nice thing for Lydell. When do you think the last time he carried a ball? Maybe 2 or 3 months ago?
Well, the training camp for the San Diego Chargers before he's released.
Yeah.
Boy, but he was something at Baltimore. Their leading receiver, their leading rusher for so many years. And, of course, having played his collegiate football at Penn State with Franco Harris. What a pair they must have been. Second and 7. Ferragamo drills it in, complete. There's Lydell Mitchell. That's his other specialty, and he gets the first down out to the 30-yard line. And even though they said he was in pretty fair condition when they signed him this past week because of the loss of Elvis Peacock and Wendell Tyler, he has not really been conditioned for the contact.
Well, but I think, surprised that they're having the opportunity to let him play some tonight. I don't think they really were going to use him unless somebody else got hurt, but now they can let him play. And if they need him against next week, he's at least had a little experience.
Jeff Moore, 86. Willie Miller, 82. Wide receivers for the Rams. And a break on the left side. That was Bill Bain moving off sides, making contact for the Rams.
You know, Frank, one of the things maybe we should point out at this time as we're looking at Tony Dorsett is that this telecast that we're looking at right now, of course, it's presented by the authority of the National Football League. And so, therefore, it's really intended for the private use of the audience. Yeah. Now, any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the National Football League is prohibited.
Superbly rendered.
Thank you.
First down, 15. False start. Mike Gooman and the rookie from Penn State out over the 30 to the 32-yard line.
You know, I like that kid, Frank.
Which one?
Gooman.
Gooman?
I think he's got a future in this league. You mentioned he gained 90 yards last week.
Say, he's a versatile athlete. He's done a lot of things at Penn State, where Lydell, of course, played his football. He was a wingback as a junior. He played defense as a freshman. He was a tailback finally as a senior for Joe Paterno. Second down and 8. Inside handoff. We'll look at Gooman once again. Cuts back, steps over the tackle of D.D. Lewis, gets out over the 35, close to the 36. It'll be third down and 4. Bruce Huther, who filled in for Bob Bruning when Bruning had to leave the game, made the stop from his middle linebacking position.
The game is frankly struggling now. It's so well in hand.
But look at this character. You don't see that often. Now that,
well, he is good with that.
Yeah. Talk about something incredible.
He's planning to become Ben Vereen.
No. Hey, I like that one. Hey.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, third down and 4. Dallas showing blitz. Here they come with it. Ferragamo reads it. Tries to get the ball to Jeff Moore, who was going to try and lateral it. And nothing happened. It's incomplete.
He didn't try to lateral. He just missed it. But I will say this. That was a good release by
Let's take a look. I think he was trying to get it to him.
No.
Yeah?
No. That just slipped out of his hands.
No, I don't agree with you. Gifford's right.
Gifford's not right. That guy can't think that fast. I'll guarantee he's out there to blitz.
Well, that's a set play.
Bull.
Frank Corral, the punt. James Jones. Deep, and Corral tries to keep it away from Jones. He gets around a bounce. Then he gets a Cowboy bounce and settles in inside the 21-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. 11 minutes and 11 seconds remain in the game. It's been all the Rams. They lead 38-7. We'll be back. Goodyear Blimp Columbia trying to get into the Ram Act tonight. Hovering overhead. Great night for football. Beautiful weather here on the West Coast. About 70 degrees. Well, I point out one other thing. Again, 15 consecutive winning seasons. There's only one other team that has a better string of consecutive victories. That's the Oakland Raiders, the best ever in the NFL. They had 16.
Well, you saw their worst defeats. There were 5 of them. I was there for 3.
Well, you always did do your part.
That's what I always try to do, my fair share.
First and 10, Dallas.
A good draw's a good play.
Tony Dorsett. Siding, fun to watch. Gets forward. It'll be second and 6. And we're going to be in San Diego next week. And I'm going to try and get this out. But I want to tell you about Pittsburgh. You know, they can get in, even though they've had their problems, as a wild card. And it's going to take this kind of a reaction. New England has got to lose to New Orleans. And if Cleveland beats Cincinnati and Houston beats Minnesota and the Steelers beat San Diego.
Wait a minute, Howard.
Buffalo would win the East.
Important.
Of course, if that all happens, Cleveland the Central, Oakland the West, no matter what happens to the Giants, by the way. Houston would be one wild card, Pittsburgh the other, because they would have a 10-6 record like San Diego. But the first tiebreaker is head-to-head confrontation. That would put Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, there's 500 million Chinese that are putting their yen on the Chargers.
Okay. Whoop. Oh! Ball's loose.
That's his 8th fumble.
Tony Dorsett, who we just spoke of earlier in the telecast, is having a pretty good season as far as holding on to the football this year, and of course going over 1,000 yards.
What'd you say?
I'll tell you one thing. Bo Derek would add a little style to this booth at this point.
Yeah, well,
She only just left the booth.
I can think of a lot of places Bo Derek would add things to. There's one of them.
Dorsett able to cover the ball. 3rd down and 7. Ball at the 24-yard line. Inside handoff. Dorsett once again.
Johnny Johnson's never seen anybody run like that.
Dorsett down the sideline for the 1st down at the 35-yard line, stopping the clock inside 10 minutes. Johnny Johnson was there. Leroy Irvin. I think you're right, Don. Johnny Johnson. Hey, nobody can move that quickly.
Hey, he could get a 100-yard night again, Tony. There's no quit in this team, and there's no quit in this man.
What's that
He's got
statistic?
character.
Yeah, the Cowboys throw a statistic at us. It's like, I think he, for the 18 times he's gained 100 yards, they've
won the game.
Well, they lost one, I think. 18 and 1 or something.
Better not make 100.
No, we got to keep those records intact. Those things are important.
Hugh Pearson left, Tony Hill right. White.
That's ridiculous.
Picked off Leroy Irvin, and I don't know who that was intended for.
Leroy Irvin.
But Irvin, the rookie who is on the spot tonight because Pat Thomas could not play, the regular cornerback for the Rams, out with a sprained ankle, and this 3rd-round draft pick for Kansas has done everything he could be asked to do.
It's a tough situation for Danny to be in. Nothing's really gone. He's trying to get it out there to Billy Joe Dupree. Leads him a little bit. He threw right into a heavy part of that defense. They were there. Leroy happened to be in the best spot. Pick it up.
There he is. We'll be back. A lot of fun game for Anaheim fans. I say Freudian slip there. Los Angeles Ram fans playing in Anaheim. And they are happy tonight. They have locked up their wild card spot into the playoffs once again. Tough road to hoe. And the Rams have the football, 1st down and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Ferragamo obviously not suffering too much from the ribs because Rams could bring in Pat Hayden if they wanted to. Ferragamo was hurting. They keep him in. He pitches out to Lydell Mitchell. Lydell Mitchell over midfield. Gain of about 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Mike Hickman there initially, getting help from Ed Too-Tall Jones. And there's Pat Hayden. Hard luck kid. He broke a finger a year ago. Ferragamo took over the Rams, took them to the Super Bowl. Hayden had won the starting job again this season and the very first game against Detroit. Pat Hayden broke a finger. Ferragamo took over the starting role, and Ferragamo has been dynamite. 2nd and 5. Ball at the 48 of the Cowboys. Ball final in motion. Lydell Mitchell is looking awfully good considering he has had not any contact to speak of. Well, none at all, I guess, since back in August. He gets inside the 45. Short of the 1st down.
I want to emphasize, Frank, that his knee appears much better. He passed the Rams physical exam where he did not pass the Giants at that time. He had that loose knee, and the Giants were absolutely justified in rejecting it.
Yeah, loose knees fit in better in Southern California than they do in New York.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, that's not far from wrong.
That's it.
A little frosty back there this time of year.
That's right. You got a loose knee in California. That's not nearly as bad as having a loose knee in New York.
3rd down, you saw how much. Think of Lydell Mitchell's great years. Unbelievable. Of 374 receptions coming into tonight's game over those 8 years. Nearly 6,600 yards in rushing. Most of all of that, of course, accomplished at Baltimore.
I think this whole thing's a trick. I think they're trying to set them up for the playoff game.
Lydell Mitchell gets the 1st down. Rams content to go with most of their backup people except their quarterback, Ferragamo.
And that's not Ferragamo.
First down is at the Cowboys' 42-yard line. Remind you again, next Monday night, San Diego and Pittsburgh as we close out our regular NFL Monday Night Football season. We've had some thrillers.
Danny Fouts is fun to watch, isn't he? He's got his receivers down there. Those guys are fun. Of course, I love to watch Terry and
Lynn Swan.
Yeah, he's got a good group.
Ferragamo. Mitchell does not hold on. Incomplete.
Bruce Huther there.
Glenn Carano.
You betcha.
Super talent in my book.
Absolutely. Really quick, you know, he was in Las Vegas. He's from Las Vegas, Nevada. There's a Pee-wee football team. That's a good year. 50%, that's time always winning.
Absolutely.
1 TD, 12 yards. Doesn't make a difference. His Pee-wee football coach was Eddie LeBaron. And the quarterback on that Pee-wee team was not Glenn Carano. It was Wayne LeBaron, the coach's son. I mean, that's the way it works.
Politics.
He loves Eddie, though, and so do I.
Second down 10. Mike Gooman. Gooman put a move on D.D. Lewis that you won't see by any running back very often.
Oh, they got him set
Why
up.
I love that kid, Don. He can play.
You don't do this to D.D. Lewis.
Well, they're on the inside. There's Dutton that goes down. I don't know where Too Tall was.
There's D.D.
There's D.D. was out there doing something. And they got Steve Wilson come in there and knock him away.
Gooman gets another Ram first down inside the 28-yard line, stopping the clock as he steps out of bounds with 7:22 remaining.
Give me any guy Paterno trains. Any guy.
Walt Arnold, the rookie from New Mexico, in motion. Ferragamo drills one that Drew Hill cannot handle. Incomplete. I mentioned that, told you a moment ago how Pittsburgh, and I'm sure you don't understand it because
I do.
I'm sure you do.
I've got it.
But another thing, no matter what Oakland does with the Giants on Sunday, San Diego is still going to have to beat them to win the Western Division of the AFC.
Well, I can tell you right now how
Pittsburgh.
Oakland will do against the Giants.
Now, you be careful. What do the Giants do to Dallas?
38-35.
38-35. But Dallas wore blue jerseys that day.
I know.
Second and 10. Jeff Moore, the first-year man from Tennessee. This is Mitchell. Mitchell takes Harvey Martin for a bit of a ride for a pickup of 4. I think the crowd would like for the Rams to pour it on even more. These teams have met 5 times in his last 7 years in playoff competition. Dallas has a 3-2 edge, but the Rams beat them last year in Dallas as they went on to ultimately lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl.
It's not been a good night for Danny. Bless his heart.
I like the way he handles it, though, Don. We talked about that coming over. Nothing seems to bother him. He's very cool. He knows there's going to be another day.
He's a good guy. He's also a terrific athlete.
3rd and 6. Gooman inside the 20, short of the first down. It'll be 4th down. Dennis Thurman defensively there for the Cowboys.
Well, they ran left, and he should have cut sooner.
Yeah, but they can also go right if they want to.
Rams keep their kicking unit on the bench on 4th down.
And a play-action pass, of course, will freeze the linebackers. I don't know that.
Well, they couldn't do it. They couldn't punt from here. They don't want to go for a field goal. That could hurt. It could be blocked.
Yeah, but you have to
go for the
wonder.
first down.
You have to wonder if Tom is thinking about is Malavasi trying to pour it on.
Not at all. No, Tom doesn't think that way.
It's the right call. Ferragamo in and out of the hands of Jeff Moore, and Ferragamo was right on target.
That wasn't the same guy that you told me was trying to make a lateral a while ago, was it?
Yes.
I see.
Must have been trying on this one.
Yeah. That's the only thing he learned in practice is you don't catch it, you lateral it off to somebody.
Glenn Carano has come on the field for the Dallas Cowboys. Danny White will get a breather. We have 5:40 remaining in the game. We'll be back. Glenn Carano. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Art. I just wanted to introduce a new quarterback for the Cowboys.
All right, you did it. I just want to emphasize that we'll have Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran live in the studio with me Friday night.
No mas.
No mas.
No mas.
Carano, a second-round draft pick 4 years ago, is playing the role now that Danny White played for so many years, 4 years to be exact, behind Roger Staubach. First play, he unleashes the arm that we have seen in preseason play, and he has got a strong arm.
He's also got terrific touch. Maybe a purer passer than is Danny White. Not the all-around athlete, does not have the generalship, but I'll tell you, he ain't bad.
Pick up of 6, 2nd down and 4.
They got another kid behind those two.
Hogaboom.
That's right. And he can play.
Carano, draw play. Robert Newhouse. Down he goes, short of the first down. Gets a couple of yards.
That's the play I'd call if I was back 38 to 7.
3rd down and 2. Mike Fanning, who's had a great year for the Los Angeles Rams, leading the club in sacks, made the stop, and there is the man that really sparked a offensive explosion for the Rams in the first half.
Frank, I think it was on that when they were on their own 3-yard line.
When Leroy Irvin set it up.
No.
Exactly right.
No. Oh, when he went out. But when on 3rd down, they got a 3rd down and long, and he hit was Dennard coming across the middle, and that really just opened it up. They took off from there.
Out of the shotgun, Glenn Carano, 6'3", 202-pounder. Carano gets the ball to Jones. He does not hold on. He would have had the first down.
Pretty good little dance step by Glenn back there, although the ball was thrown a little hard. Jones maybe could have caught it.
Boy, there was a lot of hot breath on Glenn Carano's back. He was surrounded by Rams. And the Cowboys will have to turn it over again. Danny White comes back out. And dropping deep, a pair of safeties for the Rams. Nolan Cromwell, who is a little bit of everything. Anytime the Rams want something special on any of their teams, they use Nolan Cromwell, that great athletic skill. Also back there, Johnny Johnson, the rookie first-round pick from Texas. Nolan Cromwell, the fair catch called for, and successfully made at the 35-yard line. So the Rams will have 1st and 10. The ball at their own 35-yard line. We look at Doug France. Those are the numbers for Bob Lee, the quarterback for the Rams. And a nice gesture on the part of Ray Malvese. He's not putting Pat Hayden in the ball game with the Rams on top, 38-7. A lot of controversy centered around the quarterback duel out here, but there can't really be much of a controversy. Ferragamo has had a great year. Pat Hayden has had his own successes with the Rams, but the injuries last year and this year has given Ferragamo the opportunity. He's made the most of it. But this is Bob Lee, former Minnesota Viking quarterback, who hands off now to Mike Gooman, who really wasn't playing last year when Hayden was hurt. The Rams picked him up, and he actually performed very well for the Rams last year in a couple of key games.
There's a group.
Boy, it's easy when you win big.
Yeah, it is. Enjoy it, guys. Why not? You really deserve it. You know, Bob Lee had some good years in Atlanta, too, Frank.
Sure did. He was traded to Atlanta, and then Atlanta traded him back to Minnesota.
Well, he had that great victory over a then unbeaten Minnesota team. Fran will never forget it. Lee had a great night. That pass to Tommy Garradine.
General Robert E. Lee, they had him in Atlanta. That's a good place for him.
Newman got 1, 2nd down and 9. Here comes Lydell Mitchell.
Lydell says, wait a minute.
He runs into Mike Hagman. He gets to the line of scrimmage. That's it. 3rd down and 9. There is a football player.
There
is a football
is
player's
an
player.
athlete.
Now smile, Nolan. Come on. Nice
Well,
looking guy.
he picked up his 8th interception.
It's the way they grow them in Kansas.
Frank, what did you say? What was the interception record for the Cowboys? Is it 25? I don't have it, of course, so therefore I'm going to ask.
Eddie LeBaron, 25, back in 1960.
That's throwing
to bring that up, Eddie Barron, who was just guided the Atlanta Falcons to their first divisional title ever.
If you'd seen the team we had in 1960, it wouldn't be bad to bring up.
Lydell Mitchell stopped right at the line of scrimmage, dropped for a loss, as a matter of fact. And we'll see the punting unit now for the Los Angeles Rams as we head down towards the 2-minute warning.
That's Irving and Rod Perry. And, both of those guys have had a heck of a night. Perry intercepted one, and Leroy Irvin's been kind of a hot spot.
Played good defensively.
Yeah,
it'll help Pat Thomas
very well.
There's James Jones. He's set a Cowboy punt return yardage record. Here's Frank Corral. And And we've got the 2-minute warning as the Rams just let it run down. Contented, happy about the situation. They're in the playoffs as a wild card. Cowboys must try next week. 2 minutes remaining in the game from Anaheim, California. Rams totally dominant tonight. Our statistician Jerry Klein had his eyeballs spinning like a top in the first half. They could do just about no wrong. And on 4th down, Frank Corral will punt. James Jones has positioned himself at the Cowboys' 25-yard line.
I still think that stat about no quarterback sacks. They had 67 straight games where they got at least one. They've gotten none tonight.
Low kick by Corral. Jones. And it sets up for Jones, and he gets out to the 45-yard line for the special unit of the Rams. Closes down, headed by Jeff Delaney. Glenn Carano had a great preseason, did Glenn Carano. There was some pressure, as a matter of fact, even though Danny White had been the backup man for so many years to the great Roger Staubach, to go with Carano. But Danny White, of course, you cannot fault the year he's had also.
I don't think Tom was giving him a play. I think he was saying, Glenn, if Danny does this again, the job is yours. He does things like that.
Oh, no, he wouldn't say that.
No, I'm teasing.
First down and 10, 45-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Jack Youngblood with a little pressure and knocked up in the air. A lot of Rams were around it, but Nolan Cromwell couldn't come up with it. It was Carl Eckert, number 55, who got a big paw on it. There they are. And, of course, the only spot not clinched, or at least the only division not clinched, is the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. They'll get it on down in Dallas next week. And, of course, as we mentioned several times tonight, it goes to the 5th tiebreaker. We won't repeat all the other 4, but it goes down to the tiebreaker that says that the Rams would have to win by 26 points. Jack Youngblood. And, boy, the Dallas Cowboys would have to win by 26. And,
Frank,
boy, I'll tell you,
that one,
that's a great football player, and he is shaken up.
You got to hope that that guy is not hurt badly, because he really is a key.
No contact made. The Rams back on side. 2nd and 10. Carano fires it complete out to the 45-yard line, taken by Jay Saldi there. Just a little bit short of a first down. Now they mark it right at the 45. That should be good enough for a first. Well, at least they should have measured it.
Well, why?
Oh! Almost picked off by Johnny Johnson.
I want to tell you, that was a great play, even though he didn't hold it. What timing, what anticipation, as good as you can be.
Well, one of the things that the defensive backs have at this time of the game is they have a certain sort of security they don't start the game off with, you know?
That's true.
I mean, they can go for those things. That was a good play by Johnny. But, hey, they don't have anything to learn. I mean, anything to lose. That's Jack Youngblood. Looks like they're going over his ankle, knee. That could be trouble.
Hey, he played the playoffs all last year with a broken fibula.
That's the point. Not with Youngblood. That man is unbelievable.
4th and inches, Carano, who was quite a running quarterback when he played at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, gets the first down. With more than a minute remaining in the game now.
Our buddy Jerry Klein just handed me up. Another good throw.
Complete. This is Drew Pearson. And Drew Pearson down to the 17-yard line. Another Dallas Cowboy first down.
The Rams have totaled 519 yards total offense tonight. Now, the most yards Dallas has ever allowed was 527 yards in 1962.
St. Louis.
You're right.
You ran a game called.
Hard idea.
Too many men on the field is what the call was.
The Rams had too many men on the field.
And they had it backwards for a moment. And
we'll check those game films. They could have had too many men on the field all night long. Maybe that's what it is.
Apparently, they did. That's what I remember Dwayne Thomas saying when somebody asked him you are very fast.
Cowboys take the gain.
Apparently.
The first down is at the Rams 17-yard line.
Well, apparently the ones they had on the field did the job tonight.
54 seconds remain. Rams showing safety blitz. Now they drop out of it. Carano firing in the corner of the end zone, intended for Tony Hill, and good coverage there by Lucius Smith, the rookie from Cal State. At Fullerton is the Rams have emptied their bench. Clock stopped at 48 seconds. Second down at 10, the ball at the 17-yard line.
Admitting that Dallas is a truly great football organization, and that man is a truly great football coach.
Third best that ever did it.
They have been embarrassed tonight, but they need not be ashamed. They played a team tonight that was almost frenzied in its intensity.
You got it.
Perfect game plan, and they have played brilliantly. So I salute the Rams tonight.
Cowboys, the same team that beat the Oakland Raiders a week ago. Carano, no chance. He was going down, tried to get the ball off, incomplete.
Now, that's a pretty good reaction for a quarterback. He was going down, Frank. He did throw the ball away, but at least in an area that he's not going to be called for grounding the ball. It's not bad.
Boy, this is something, this AFC playoff.
Figure that out.
I'm going with the 500 million Chinese who are really involved in this National Football League.
I don't want to get into it all of it, but didn't we determine that not any of those teams, however, has a lock?
That's right.
Boy, it has really come down to the final week. Third down and 10. Carano again feeling the pressure of the pass rush. Had to unleash it, and down he goes. Butch Johnson, the intended receiver. Fourth down coming up. Nolan Cromwell back there defensively.
That's your life for your basic NFL quarterback. Hello. He says, don't I know you from somewhere?
He does now.
Yeah.
Again, the Rams thinking not at all about the run. They have just unleashed everyone. That was Phil Murphy, a rookie from South Carolina State. He's a pretty large fella, 6'5" and 280. Fourth and 10. Glenn Carano out of the shotgun. Preston Pearson looks for the blitz. Carano, corner of the end zone. Beautiful shot. Butch Johnson, but what a great pass by Carano.
Was a good throw.
Right over Nolan Cromwell. Touchdown, Dallas.
I hope Carano doesn't get fined for his jersey being out.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. That's the pride of this team.
Fourth down and 10. The kid does have a good arm, and he does have good touch. He drills the ball in. You see some Rams there. Cromwell is one of them.
And I love Butch Johnson as a player. A great key play man. That's their pride.
Well, they're a terrific team. We've talked about their record, which is terrific, and they will be in the playoff. They're already in the playoff, and they may win the division. I doubt if they'll beat Philadelphia 26 points. They may not even beat Philadelphia, but at least they're going to be in the playoff.
Septien puts it to the uprights. Glenn Carano, I mentioned also that he not only was a great passer, but he rushed for a lot of yardage and a bunch of touchdowns at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas.
Frank, the night is running out. It's been a remarkable performance by the Rams, but we can't let this night go. And I must talk personally here about one of the remarkable men I've ever known in sport. He died over the weekend at the age of 51. So many memories, so much dignity, so much class. The home run against Don Newcombe in the '55 World Series. The remarkable hitting against the Bucks in the '60 World Series. The most valuable player in the American League in 1963. The Yankees with so much class still in that ball club, but how they miss Elston Howard and, of course, Thurman Munson.
We're all going to miss him. A great man. onside kick attempt. Had to travel the 10 yards. Rams all over the football. They were, of course, anticipating that. 27 seconds remaining in the game. Like our spotter, Steve Bazika, also tonight, who here in the lofty heights of Anaheim Stadium has been stretching his eyeballs considerably tonight. And a reminder, we'll be in San Diego next Monday night. San Diego and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And there'll be much on the line in that one.
Well, 8 yards, and they will have set the record for most yards gained against the Dallas defensive team in the history.
And they're just going to plop on it. Well, Oddly is the quarterback. They get into their plopping offense.
I think if they... Now they're going to lose a yard there.
Final seconds ticking off. Great victory for the Los Angeles Rams. And Tom Landry will be busy this week. Ray Malavasi under fire. I really don't know whether he is or not. But he has moved to the playoffs for the 3rd time in 3 years as a head coach of the Los Angeles Rams. Of course, the Cowboys are already there. Once again, the final score, Los Angeles 38, the Dallas Cowboys 14. And remember to stay tuned for ABC News Nightline 30 minutes after the game, 11:30 on the West Coast over most of these ABC stations. Our blimp has been provided by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television. We'll see you in San Diego next Monday night with the Steelers.